What?
Ah, damn! I did that thing. Where I accidentally waved at someone.
You did? I can't see you.
You know, on Facebook.
Oh.
No, on Facebook.
Okay.
I just waved at a complete stranger, damn it! They've seen it! Did I just call you Devin?
Yeah.
Damn it, they waved back. This is a disaster.
Whose profile were you like? Whose profile did you wave at?
Person?
Yeah, I deduced who they were. Do you remember?
I think they were in one of my classes.
Smith is the...
I mean...
Smith is your friend.
What?
Is she not? No, who's
You're thinking Smith.
Oh, Smith, yeah. Yeah, Smith.
No, someone who... okay.
This is going in the show.
Well, I'm just gonna close this and
can you like retract
bring it up? If you're using a touchscreen laptop and you try to scroll down your contacts on Facebook, your finger just goes right over the wave button, and the wave button is invisible.
Oh, here, try double tapping on like stick out your finger like you're poking somebody's eyes, and like double tap and then scroll go up with your fingers. See if that does anything.
Yeah. Okay, that works better. Okay. I don't. Yeah, but I accidentally waved at my ex once. That was the most awkward.
Do you guys not talk anymore?
Nope. Not at all.
Excellent.
We have a show to do.
We sure do. Do you want to start?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Oh boy, what a show.
I'm in a state of I believe it's called
holy fucking
shock, terror, sadness, but also wow, they had the balls to do that.
I mean, they didn't. If you've read the comic, they do, but they don't.
Shh. We're not saying anything about the comic here, okay?
Okay.
Comic-free zone.
The comic kind of informs... The comic informs...
I know.
It's based off of the comic.
Okay, so I met with a friend at the theater. They were just there.
Okay.
After the movie ended, I saw them and I was like, hey, look, it's Paul. I hadn't seen him for a while, so I went over and I joined his group of friends, two of which were smoking, so I had to make an excuse to get out of there pretty quick.
He's just there.
Yeah, he is just around. He's just around.
He's just around.
And this guy, he must be as a comic nerd as you are, and he explained to me what happens in the comics.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Infinity Gauntlet's a pretty popular story. You don't have to be as into it as I am to know Infinity Gauntlet. I mean, I first read Infinity Gauntlet back in, 2013 or 14.
Hang on. I gotta take my pants off.
I'm sorry?
I need to take my pants off. You keep going.
What a position to leave me at.
No, just keep going. I can still hear you when you respond.
All right. Yeah. So I do have a physical copy of the book. See, the thing is, a lot of the times, it's not I'd love to meet him if he is a comic fan. But the thing is, a lot of the times, these people aren't actually, they don't actually read the comics. They go on, YouTube and look up what happens, and then they relate it back to other people. I see this a lot.
I don't know. I can't tell the comic posers from the comic real people.
No, I don't have anything against, watching comics and explained or anything to get your information. I'm just saying, it's hard to tell if you're actually, a first-hand comic reader or anything.
Man, my room looks a lot different upside down.
Why are you upside down?
I told you that.
Of course it looks different.
You know what?
What?
Okay. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
So, Avengers: Infinity War.
Did you? Okay, so I don't buy concession. Okay, I don't. I did, however, see the little Spider-Man on the cup and decide to buy one.
Oh my god, that's how they get you.
It was so expensive.
I went to the drugstore and just bought some cheesies. I know you're like, oh my god, you're not supporting your local theater. It's a gouging scheme.
Yeah, I mean, like, this movie's going to be the biggest movie in the world by the end of the weekend anyway.
Oh yeah, listen. So, I've seen...
I'm sure they're getting plenty of ticket money is what I'm saying.
Black Panther,
mm-hmm.
Star Wars, Ready Player One. This movie, Avengers: Infinity War, the most packed I've ever seen the movie theater here in Corner Brook.
Oh yeah. And you know what's funny? Technically, you went on the technical opening night, but you went on the second day the film was running in Corner Brook.
Oh, yeah.
I went yesterday.
But it was also a Friday, so I assumed most people went.
Right.
Mr. Mullins saw it.
Yeah, I know.
But we're not here to talk about him.
I saw him at the theater. Actually, I do have a little story about Mullen.
Okay.
I was in my spandex, my Spidey spandex, and I had my Infinity Gauntlet on, right? And it was fine going down, not cold, it's a good temperature. However, like, I guess near the end of the movie, it started to pour down this freezing rain. And I was in a skin-tight red and blue suit.
Oh my god.
So I couldn't, like...
Oh no!
Obviously, it wasn't a good situation. So I saw Mr. Sims and Mullen come in. I'm like, Mr. Sims, do you happen to have your phone on you? And he's like, no, sorry, I don't. But luckily, Mullen, he let me use his phone, and I was able to call for a ride.
Oh, great.
Do you want to guess how much the cup cost?
How much the what?
The cup I bought.
The cup?
Yeah.
$20.
$20? It wasn't that ridiculous, but it was ridiculous. I spent $10 on the cup.
That's not too bad.
It's pretty bad. It was like $9.97.
Yeah. All right, so we got to do the spoiler-free bit.
Yeah.
All right. Since I just saw the movie, I guess I'll do the premise.
Okay. I also just saw the movie.
Yeah, but I saw it most recently.
Okay.
All right, how about this? You give us all the information leading up to Infinity War, and I'll give Infinity War.
Okay, 2006.
All right, okay, but make it
Marvel
short,
Studios decides to split off from the Sony Corporation. Oh yeah, so 2008 Iron Man. It was a movie that came out. 10 years later is Infinity War. There you go. Anyway,
all right.
So essentially, the premise is like there are these six. They were at the beginning of the universe. There were these six singularities, and they dispersed themselves throughout the universe because it was too, like, they deemed themselves, I believe, too dangerous to exist within the same, like, region of space. So these six powers formed in the crystals and dispersed themselves throughout the universe. And so Thanos is obsessed with death in the comics, and he wants to please death by destroying half the life in the universe. In the movie, though, he's obsessed with balance, which I think is more interesting.
Yeah, I really, like, Thanos has a point. And
Thanos absolutely has a point, and that's what I love in a villain. You know, a villain you can actually kind of see his point of view from.
I mean, it's the easy way that he's taking.
Right. So what his goal is like his world died because of overpopulation, and he suggested an unbiased randomization, like killing, okay, of half the life on his planet, and they called him a mad titan, haha. They called him mad, and And what happened is the future that Thanos predicted came to pass, and his world ceased to be because of the lack of resources and the amount of people. It's sort of a problem we're having on Earth right now. And Thanos decides that in order to balance the universe, he needs to acquire ultimate power. So he goes about, over the course of several years, in the end credits of movies, getting these Infinity Stones, these Infinity Gems, as it were. But
I'll give you $50 for that there Infinity Stone.
What's that?
Afraid I can't do that. I'm sorry, I'm just doing the Pawn Stars thing.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you've just summed up the plot of the movie for me, but okay,
no,
sure.
Well, I summed up like the background of the movie.
All right, so Thanos, he's got the Space Stone and the Power Stone already at the beginning of the movie. That's what happens. Bam, and
right. Well,
he's going after the rest of the stones.
He has the Power Stone from Guardians of the Galaxy, the first film, and he acquires at the beginning the Space Stone.
Yeah. But I think that's what I said.
You said at the beginning he already has, so I was just clarifying.
Yeah, at the beginning he has them both because, the start of the movie he gets one, and he already has one, so he's got both at the start of the movie. Mm-hmm. That's what I meant.
It takes place... Oh, it's also important to establish, like, a bit of a timeline here. So, all these films take place, like, a few months after Civil War. So, like, Spider-Man Homecoming takes place 2 months after Civil War. Black Panther takes place almost immediately after Civil War. And Thor Ragnarok takes place probably a few months after Civil War. And this movie takes place after the very end of Thor Ragnarok. So it's like it takes place like 5 minutes after Thor Ragnarok.
All right, so he's got the stones, 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, the plot, he's got to find him, and all the superheroes from all the movies we've seen except Ant-Man gotta stop him.
Where was Ant-Man?
They mentioned he was, like, in prison.
Again?
Yeah, I guess so, but I guess they couldn't get the guy back for it.
He's in. Like, he's contractually obligated to show up in whatever they ask him to.
But I don't know, maybe he was pregnant.
Sorry?
Maybe he was pregnant.
Maybe he was pregnant. I think it's more
I don't know.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is in production, so I think it was more likely he's over there working on that film.
Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of all we can say without giving spoilers.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard movie not to spoil and talk about.
Well, we can give our general thoughts about, like, the movie and how we liked it.
Holy fucking shitballs.
They did a good job with the CG.
Okay. No, you cut out, so I wasn't quite sure what you said. I was just trying to clarify.
They did good with the CG. There could have been more character development, but we did have a lot of character development in the
There was
movies.
A lot of characters and a lot of development. I don't know if they could have done any more without them making the movie like 4 hours long.
But that's the thing. The movie is 4 hour long because it's a 2-parter.
That's correct. Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into that.
Well, I mean, everybody knew it was a 2-parter before the movie started.
I know, but I was about to say why there wouldn't be any more character development if you catch my drift.
Oh, sure. Okay, can we get into spoilers now then?
Yeah.
I'd like to say that it delivered everything that I personally enjoy in a Marvel film or comic.
We're gonna do the thing now.
Okay.
Being a spoiler guy is a thankless job. You show up, you tell the people that there's going to be spoilers, and they don't listen. Last night, my wife left me because I spoiled the end of Infinity War. Let this be a warning to all of you folks watching out there. It's gonna be some spoilers.
Wow.
I'm done. That's it.
Do you want to know how I feel about that one in particular?
What? What did you just shove? Oh.
Did you hear the pitter patter as I walked away?
Yeah, I realized you left.
Yeah. Did you hear the door slam?
Yes, I heard the door slam.
Okay, that was a really important part.
Everyone dies!
The thing is with the podcast is you can sort of like do auditory humor. You just have to make sure it actually picks up on the microphone.
Everyone dies!
Half of everyone dies.
I'm glad they didn't touch my boy Stark, but they killed the Black Panther, man.
Your
He's
boy
my favorite.
Stark.
Yeah.
They didn't.
I mean, I don't like Tony Stark. I like Robert Downey Jr. because he's an enjoyable actor.
How cool was the armor?
The nano armor?
Yeah.
I think that was a good idea.
Oh yeah, it wasn't the director's though.
Whose idea was it?
Brian Michael Bendis, the comic book writer.
Oh right, of course.
It's loosely based off his most recent armor in the comics, the Mark 50. Or Mark 51.
The whole nanotech thing, it gives him a lot more powers and.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a bit where like Thanos rips off his helmet and he like grows a new one. But then he starts like you can see the nanopods moving and you can see like how he's running out and how the armor's becoming like less and less durable in certain spots.
Yeah, I like that. That was a very nice touch.
Super cool. If you look closely at the Iron Spider suit, you can see that it's made out of the same pattern. The pattern in the spider suit is the same as Stark's suit, so I believe that Spider-Man's suit is made out of the same nanotechnology.
Yeah. It would explain how he
the mask,
how it came on, you know.
Yeah, and how his mask peels on and off like that.
Yeah.
It's very intuitive, apparently. The armor.
Mm-hmm. But we're here to talk about.
Yes.
Death. And I have a thing. I have a spiel, and this is why I actually really, really love this movie.
Okay, go on.
And why they has the potential to ruin both of these films with the next film.
Okay. Yeah.
But first, we have to start with a very simple.
I know what you're gonna say.
Very, very simple concept when you're writing anything.
Right.
And that's stakes.
Okay. Yeah. The stakes have
the
never
realer
been
the stakes. The realer the stakes, the more emotionally invested you're going to be.
Right.
Because it's for example, in this movie, if they don't defeat Thanos, half of the entire universe dies. But the bar was set so that they're just gonna, defeat Thanos and stuff. But no, Thanos wins.
Yeah, they fucking lose.
So the bar is now set for the next movie.
Right.
If the characters who died,
half of our beloved heroes are gone.
If they come back, it's ruined.
Right.
And now I know they won't. I know they won't come back because Comic Guy explained that to me.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
He said that they all get replaced by different people.
Is he retarded? Do you know what the movie lineup is for the next year?
Oh no! Do they come back?
The next movie is Captain Marvel. Then after that, it's Avengers 4. And then the next movie after Avengers 4 is Spider-Man 2.
Oops! They dropped the ball.
Did you think they were gonna kill Spider-Man?
Listen.
I don't think you understand how much money he makes.
I know how much money he makes. And I'm disappointed.
But that's what happens in the comics, though. Everybody's killed. With in a few pages. And then at the end of the book they come back. Because the Marvel universe didn't stop existing in 1992.
Well, no, Did
you think they were just gonna kill Star-Lord and Peter Parker and Black Panther?
Well, I don't know. There's alternate universes. They could have done something with that.
They've already announced Black Panther 2.
Listen, I think listen, regardless of how much money they make, regardless of any future, it would have been better if they all stayed dead if this was a standalone 2-part movie, because then there would be real stakes and real loss.
There are real stakes. I don't think all of them are coming back. I think only the ones that were erased with the Infinity Gauntlet are coming back.
Oh yeah, well, a couple. That's only 2 or 3 characters. That's Loki,
Gamora, Vision, and Scarlet Witch. No, Scarlet Witch died from the Gauntlet.
And Vision died because the Infinity Stone was taken out of his head.
Right.
So those 3. Okay, that's something. I'll take it.
That's more than have ever died before. But even so, I think more people will die in the second one as well.
Oh.
But
you know what would have been funny? If Ant-Man died off screen and just didn't have another movie.
He was there the whole time. He was just really small.
Or that.
A little particle of dust floats by, gets in somebody's eye.
Also, Thanos wins because of Star-Lord. It's Star-Lord's fault.
Oh my god, right?
I like Peter
It's
Quill.
also Strange's fault, too, after that, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's Star-Lord's fault first, though, because holy showza.
Just don't punch Thanos in the face.
Yeah, he killed his girlfriend, though.
What? At the end, that chick had no, she why couldn't he just be like that chick when she had to kill Vision? Just,
Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch had to do it, but all he had to do was not do it.
Right.
So I guess he's a weak character.
He's not very emotionally mature.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it does fit with his character then.
He was taken from a child. He was taken when he was 8, so.
Into a cannibalistic society.
Yes, with Taserface.
Yes. Okay.
But holy crap, what a fight.
Yes!
That was the best fight of the film, I think. Thanos versus, Team Stark or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. He did do that thing where he flipped him the middle finger while falling through Doctor Strange's portal. That was good.
Well, holy crap, was that cool.
Oh yeah, it was a higher energy moment. The theater, the energy in the theater was pretty high. At the end, the most response for one of the characters dying was Groot. Everyone in the theater was like, "No!" And someone was like, "Oh shit, not again!"
Really? Because it was oh shit, not again. It was Peter Parker in my theater.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh shit."
Well, everyone was silent at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable.
That's why I like to see movies in the theater, for the moments when the entire audience is in sync, and not for the moments when one asshole's checking his phone.
Man, when I went to see Avengers, the first one in 2012, I had one of the best theater crowds ever. They were like really on board.
That's good.
Yeah, everybody was excited. You know, hype was high.
I remember, I think the second Iron Man movie.
Third one.
No, second.
Yeah, 2010.
No, it must be the third. Yeah, it was third.
2013.
Okay, so it was the third. There was just 3 kids sitting up behind me talking the whole movie, and it was bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I hate that. I would have told them to shut the fuck up.
I did. I went up. I walked. Because the distance sat behind them and was like, hey, it's a movie.
We're trying to watch it?
I told this story. I told this story on GameStrom, actually.
Oh, yeah? I don't remember that.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah, like, this is... I paid $20 to be here. Maybe you could shut the fuck up for a bit.
Ouch! Yes!
Oh, man, a fight broke out in the credits.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what was said, but I really wish I did.
You mean an actual fight?
Yeah, fight. Like punching and shit. Like, somebody had to come back later on and get glasses off the floor.
So there was a fist fight?
Yeah.
During the credits?
Yeah. It didn't interrupt the movie, though. You know, it was like, with, you know, Karen Gillan and Chris Pratt, and then a fight broke out.
Do you know any of the people?
No.
Oh my god. That's great.
Yeah. I don't know what it was about, but there was a lot of people screaming and yelling bitch at each other.
Ouch.
I hope it was about the movie.
Oh, man.
I really do.
Listen. Okay, when I saw Paul in the theater, I went to join him, and he complimented me on my goatee.
Oh?
Yeah, and we walked out of the theater, and the lineup from the counter it went all the way to the door.
Yeah.
And all the people were looking at us, and they just saw the stunned looks on our faces.
Oh yeah. That happened to me too.
and they were like, "What?"
I was like, my eyes. I sat like in the credits. I didn't move or speak for like several minutes. I was just staring at the screen. Like I did expect it to happen. You remember I told you my prediction was that everybody would die.
Well, not everyone.
Not everyone died, but yeah. So like half the Avengers, half of the superheroes died.
All right, let's list off who died.
So Groot, Doctor Strange, Chris Pratt. I mean,
nice one.
Star-Lord Man died.
I'm counting on my fingers, by the way.
Gamora died. Sam Wilson died.
No, Sam. I really like him.
Did I say Black Panther yet?
No.
Black Panther died. Who? Yeah. Peter Parker died. Drax died. Yeah, that's right. Drax died.
And Mantis.
Mantis died. Yeah. That's quite the death toll.
And Nick Fury.
Nick Fury died. Yeah, and Maria Hill died also.
That's 11 people. No. 11 people.
That's a lot. Oh, also, like, half of the Wakandans died.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Oh, and Korg died.
Who?
Korg from Thor Ragnarok. The sassy rock man?
Did he now?
Yeah, Thanos killed him at the beginning.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, and Loki died.
Yes, Loki, and also the gatekeeper dude.
Oh, yeah, Heimdall. I think his name is.
Yeah.
And, yeah, yeah, Korg. Poor Korg died, man. Hulk didn't want to come out.
It was an erectile dysfunction joke.
Yes.
He couldn't get it out.
I caught that, yeah. Couldn't get it green.
Nope. But he did wear the Hulkbuster suit somehow, without Tony Stark's permission.
What? I don't know. What? Yeah, they don't seem to have any access codes in the movie. But in the comics and stuff, if you want to ride around in an Iron Man suit, you need the access code. I think it's like his father's date of birth or his death or something. I can't remember.
Then I guess Stark must have given Bruce Banner the codes at some point.
Yeah. It's not the same Hulkbuster either.
Or maybe Pepper gave it to him.
It's the Hulkbuster Model 2.
That doesn't matter which Hulkbuster it is.
No, I guess not.
I really wanted the Hulk wearing the Hulkbuster, not just Bruce Banner.
It wouldn't fit.
No, but that's the thing. He would, like, bust out.
No, he wouldn't bust out. But he would just be stuck inside. Like, he's not bigger than the Hulkbuster, but he's smaller than the Hulkbuster, but it's meant for humans because his arms don't stretch out into the arms of the robot.
I know, but I thought like because one arm got ripped off, maybe both arms would get ripped off, and then his Hulk arms would come out and he'd start beating ass.
Are you talking about like in the old Hulk 70s show and stuff, like his shirt would rip with his muscles?
Yeah, that would happen. It doesn't matter how ridiculous that is.
Hulk got his ass kicked though, so I don't.
Oh, he did. He has a body count.
Who?
The Hulk. Bruce Banner, not the Hulk.
Right.
He did a very Tony Stark thing where he put the glove on and shot the guy into the shield.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was a pretty graphic movie too.
It was quite graphic, yeah.
A lot of torture and severing of limbs.
A lot of blood. Thanos' jugular gets fake slit at one point.
And it just trickles, though. It just trickles.
It more than trickles. Did you look like when he pushes his hand on it, like blood spews out from under his hand?
I saw a trickle. That's all I saw.
It started as a trickle.
Yeah, whatever. In Black Panther, it was really not that bloody of a movie.
No.
There was 2 bloodless deaths by stabbing.
Right. Tony Stark gets a guffed up face for a bit.
And Thor is literally exposed to the power of a star.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his skin gets burned up and stuff.
Yeah, burned up.
Also, you get to see him open his eye wound.
Yeah, and then shove a glass eye into there.
Yeah, that's been shoved up a raccoon's anus.
Yes.
Which is nice. And I hope he gets an infection in the next movie. He has to deal with that.
Oh my god. He was the one I was hoping he wouldn't die.
Oh, Thor?
No. Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, yeah, no, he's fine for now.
As long as Rocket Raccoon and Tony Stark, specifically Robert Downey Jr., as long as they're in the next one, I'm good.
Man, what a fight with Thanos, though.
Yes!
Parker had the gauntlet as well.
Yeah, you
all
could
to
see
himself. He held it, and nobody else was touching it but him.
And you could see Thanos' meaty hand.
Yeah, it was off his hand, and then Star-Lord punched him in the face a whole bunch, and he caught it back. What an ass. He destroyed half the universe by proxy.
Well, sure, but it'll all get reversed, right?
Mostly.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want?
I want them all to stay dead. That's what, from a narrative standpoint, they should all stay dead if it was going to be the most effective.
That's not realistic, though.
No, it's not realistic, but it's the best narrative outcome.
Right.
I brought this up.
I don't think it would be the best narrative outcome.
No?
No, I'll tell you why. It's because some of these characters are like written off to die later on probably, and their deaths will be less meaningful if it's like a few seconds.
But it wasn't a few seconds. It was a 2.5 minute long sequence.
Yeah, but like they mostly just fade away without much.
That made it more powerful because like it was the Thanos' snapping of a finger.
Oh man!
And then they all die.
When Panther dies, I think it worked for like Sam and stuff because he was like being looked for. He was like, "Hey, where are you, buddy?" You know, War Machine. He's like, "Where are you? Where are you, Sam? Where you at, pal?" And he's just dusted away. That was sad. Also, like Black Panther, you were led to believe that his like girlfriend was gonna die, and he's like, "Come on, this is no place to die." And then he
just dies.
Yeah. But I think like the most heart gripping was like Groot and Parker.
Yeah.
Because or maybe like Vision as well.
Oh, you know what I find complete bullshit?
What?
Though. So this was the most egregious when Spider-Man died, but when they die with their clothes also dying.
Yes.
And the Iron Spider just dies? I suppose the Iron Spider is a person?
No, it's just like whatever's immediately... Yeah, I thought about that too, but it would be weird to just have their clothes lying. Because like there's a sort of mystery to it if everything's gone and there's no trace.
Sure, but wouldn't it be more emotional if he was just there holding like the empty Iron Spider suit?
Oh, maybe. You know what would have made it more emotional for me? Like I'm not too proud to admit that there were some wellings in my eyes.
Oh my god. There were no wellings for me. I'm not that attached.
But I think I would have lost it if he said like, you know, when he's dying and stuff, he's like, "Oh, please, Mr. Stark," or he doesn't say, "Oh, please," but he's like, "Oh, please, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go," because he's like 15. But like if he said, instead of saying "I'm sorry," if he said "I'm sorry, Uncle Ben," like damn.
Yee.
Yeah, right. That's what happens in the Ultimate Comics. Where he doesn't say "I'm sorry," he's like, "I did it," because like he died saving like his family and stuff. He's like, "I couldn't save Uncle Ben, but I saved you. I did it. I did," and like he dies. And like he's in Aunt May and like Mary Jane's arms, and they're just like, it's like silent. There's no words on the page for like the next, like there's just like a splash of them crying over his dead corpse. Is there any kind of other kind of corpse though?
It's an alive corpse. Okay, let's talk about the Wakanda fight scene.
Oh man. When Bruce Banner falls on his stupid face.
Okay, that's funny. Now, you know, you got your classic, the fight where they're fighting the big army and the fight where they're fighting the big baddie.
Yeah.
But they're happening simultaneously when usually they happen separately in the other movies.
Right, and like it's not like all the bad guys die immediately. They proper win until Thor shows up.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, it was weird because like usually, you know, in Avengers and stuff, they just kick the asses of these guys, but then like there's a point where they all get overwhelmed, and like you can see like Steve Rogers and Black Panther and stuff, they're just like flailing and trying to struggle for their lives as they're being like mounted on by like these tens of beings.
Oh yeah.
Savaging over their bodies.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
But it was weird. I haven't seen like a superhero get trampled like that.
Oh, can you tell me something? What were those creatures?
What are they called? They're not Chitauri, but they're kind of Chitauri-like. They're like these mindless creatures who essentially like they're kind of like xenomorphs. They don't like multiply like xenomorphs do, but they just savage whatever they see. They're like mindless conquerors.
Oh, okay. Now, I am glad that when they opened the gate, they didn't just open half the goddamn gate. They did bottleneck it.
Yeah.
And if Rhodey hadn't been taken down, he could have very effectively kept that bottleneck going.
Right.
But, they did get overwhelmed a bit until Thor showed up with his Groot arm axe thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, smashed through all the Infinity Stones' energy combined, just smashed through it. No problem.
Oh, Stormbreaker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's infinite power.
So it's a weapon to kill Thanos.
Right. Well, it's a weapon to kill Thanos. It's not a weapon to destroy the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah,
there's a difference. Like Thanos is a dude. He's just like a really strong dude, like the Hulk. But
but he's wearing the most powerful.
Yeah, which makes him impossible to kill.
But at the end, he's like should have gone for the head.
Yeah, well, because it's not a matter it's not like he can control the Infinity Gauntlet to the extent that his mental capacity allows him. So if he were to be struck in the head, he would immediately be dead and wouldn't be able to use the Infinity Gauntlet to react to the situation. But he hit him in the chest, so he was still conscious. Therefore, he could use the gauntlet.
The Time Stone is really, really all you need.
Any of them are really all you need.
No, listen, the Time Stone is probably the most powerful of all of them, because all you gotta do is
just... No, it's not.
I mean...
The Reality Stone's the most powerful.
The
Reality Stone can change anything.
The only reason how he was able to get all of them is because of the Time Stone. That's what I'm saying. If he didn't have that one...
The Time Stone's like the second last stone he got.
Yeah, because it was... The Mind Stone was destroyed, so he just turned back time.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, I knew he was going to do that, because that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, all you got to do is turn back time.
Yeah. Like in Doctor Strange, he uses it to bite an apple and then put the piece back on the apple.
And also see the future and somehow... Time travel complicates things.
Yeah, well, the Time Stone doesn't really allow you... In necessarily to travel through time as it does just to manipulate time. So Stephen Strange wasn't able to go to all those futures, but he was able to perceive the futures.
Yeah, and he should have perceived them all.
He doesn't have an infinite amount of time. He can't.
Yeah, but he said he saw all of them and only one.
No, he said he saw 14 14 million something.
But that was after they asked how many of them there were.
No, how many he saw.
Semantics.
No, not really.
That's the thing that Sean Spencer says sometimes.
Right. It's the thing that people say sometimes.
Okay, now, on to a critical analysis of the film.
No, I feel like we're missing something though.
Are we?
Yes.
There was a couple fights in the beginning that they kind of almost lost.
What do you feel about the character dynamics and stuff?
I like Bucky and Rocket Raccoon had a nice moment.
Oh yeah, they did. They did have a nice moment.
Stark and Star-Lord, they both want to lead.
Oh, Star-Lord and Thor had a good back and forth.
Yeah.
Awesome facial hair bros was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Also, you stole my beard, I see.
Yeah. Awesome facial hair bros refers to the grouping of Tony Stark and Doctor Strange. They had a good back and forth.
And not Peter Parker, because he's...
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, Peter Parker doesn't have facial hair. That's what
facial hair.
No. He's a clean-shaven baby. Yeah, Peter Parker was great, too, though, in the film.
Oh, yeah. A lot more screen time than in the last Avengers movie.
Which was 0. Because Avengers 2 didn't feature Spider-Man. He was in Civil War.
That's what I'm talking about.
Which is a Captain America movie.
Oh, that's right. It's Captain America. It just feels like an Avengers movie
because... It
had
a lot of Avengers in it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It dealt with an Avengers story. It was like Avengers 2.5.
Okay, whatever.
But yeah, more time than in Infinity War. Or, sorry, more time than in Civil War. A lot of wars. Ned, the school bus bit was fun.
Oh, yeah. What? Kids, have never seen it. Actually, I didn't get to hear what Stan Lee said because everyone in the theater cheered.
Oh, I didn't hear that bit either, yeah.
He was just like, hey, what, kids, you never seen a blank before? I guess he said before.
Yeah. Yeah, when I buy it on Blu-ray, you can come over and watch it, or I can go over there and watch it, or whatever.
I don't want to see it again.
You don't want to see it again?
No.
Why?
You watch a movie once.
Really?
Yeah, the only movie that I really rewatch is The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. You
don't watch any other movies?
Not again.
Why?
I don't know. A movie is the best when you see it the first time.
I don't know. I've been watching Spider-Man 1 since I was, 4.
Okay. Well, when I was a kid, I rewatched movies a lot.
No, I still watch it, though.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
You know what's astonishing is I still, see new stuff in the background and whatnot. Or, little mistakes. For example, in Spider-Man 2, there's a bit where, he lands on a rooftop, and in the background, there's, a solitary light on in one of the buildings. Turns out, that was the hotel room of the director, Sam Raimi.
Was that a mistake?
No.
Oh. You just prefaced it with noticing mistakes.
Noticing things.
Yeah.
Didn't say mistakes.
Was there... I don't recall a romance between Vision and Scarlet Witch.
It was implied, yeah. They had a bit in Avengers Age of Ultron where they were hanging out. And then again in Civil War, he was trying to prepare paprika or whatever, or something with paprika. Do you remember he was trying to cook for her?
No, I don't.
You don't remember that? And then Clint Barton breaks in and kidnaps or unkidnaps Scarlet Witch.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So,
where's Hawkeye?
Yeah, that. Okay, we'll start with that. Where's Hawkeye?
Presumably with his family.
Okay, that's fair.
Half of which have turned into dust.
Yeah, so I want to see him in the next movie being yo, angry. Where's my family at?
Yeah.
Or his family comes up what? Yo, where's Hawkeye at?
Oh, by the way, Tony Stark is getting married at the beginning of this film.
Yeah.
He proposed at the end of Homecoming.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The only two I haven't seen are Homecoming and Ant-Man.
Oh, you haven't seen Ant-Man? That came out 3 years ago.
I know it did. It's on Netflix, but I just have never gotten around to watching it.
It's pretty
Or
fun.
Homecoming.
Oh, you know what I love about this movie is because did you see the video I did? The comedy of Thor Ragnarok?
No.
I was talking about how Marvel doesn't let anything feel serious. They've always got to pad it with comedy.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy.
I think Infinity War had the perfect balance of drama and comedy, and they didn't discredit any of the drama with comedy. It felt natural. Because in Ragnarok, it didn't allow you to feel remorse or anything. If that makes sense. Asgard dies, and then they start cracking wise.
That runs.
Yeah. Well, Odin dies, and then they go whoa, what a crazy adventure this is, going through wormholes, whoa!
That was a good scene.
And Stanley the barber.
I had another question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep up to date with the Netflix Marvel series?
Yes. Where were they?
Okay.
Is that your question?
I'm wondering when do they take place? Like, for example, I've only seen one, and that's The Punisher, because I like The Punisher.
You didn't watch Daredevil Season 2 before you watched The Punisher?
No, I went into it...
you don't know what the origin of The Punisher is, then?
I do. I went back and I looked at it.
Okay, you looked it up, you mean, or?
Yeah, I looked it up and I read the background. I didn't want to watch Daredevil.
That's really, really good.
I bet, but the only reason that I was interested is because Punisher.
It's got a lot of great cinematic art as well, like a lot of good cinematography.
The Punisher is like the Max Payne of comic books.
Right. There's this scene in Daredevil Season 1. It's in like episode 2, and it's a 5-minute scene where it's the hallway fight and it's all one take, and it's brutal. It's fantastic.
But yeah, when do those take place in the MCU?
They usually take place as they come out, like in the timeline.
So, in the Punisher Season 2.
Right.
Is someone going to be like, "Yo, Frank, you remember when you were dead?"
Well, in the comics, like, most people don't know that they died.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like part of the unit. He's like an anti-hero. He should have, like, you know.
Well,
people...
they're always they're always like, remember that time that aliens invaded Earth? That was freaking crazy.
Yeah. Why don't they ever say that?
No, they do, like, every other episode.
Not in The Punisher. In The Punisher, it was like, I don't know how the other ones are, but it was less like a superhero.
Twice in The Punisher.
I don't remember. It was less of a Marvel thing.
Talking about The Incident?
No, I don't.
Okay, The Incident is what people in the Marvel Universe refer to as the alien attack in Avengers 1. Also, the Battle of New York works as well.
I expected Daredevil to show up.
Well, he's dead.
I know he's dead. But he's revealed to be alive.
Yeah, did you watch Defenders?
No.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, he's not around. People think he's dead.
Well, yeah, they think he's dead, but then on the news, oh, he's alive.
What?
Yeah,
no, like, he had a skyscraper fall on him.
Yeah, I know, but there was a brief period when everyone thought he was alive again, and because they got him a picture of him from a dash cam on the news.
Oh, I don't remember that, but that's probably Iron Fist, because Iron Fist is acting as Daredevil right now.
No, I mean the Punisher.
Yes. Yeah, it's probably not Matt Murdock. It's probably Iron Fist.
No, I mean Frank.
Oh, Frank. Oh, they think Frank is Daredevil.
No, they think Frank is alive.
Oh, Frank is alive. What does that have to do with Daredevil?
Because, I don't know, they have background.
Daredevil, when the Punisher takes place, Daredevil's not active.
Oh, he's not? Oh, that explains it.
That's what I'm saying to you. People think Daredevil's dead. Because at the end of Defenders, he has, like, he sacrifices himself to, like, save the city.
Alright.
Spoilers.
I'm not gonna watch those ones.
Yeah, but somebody here might. I mean, they're really good.
We're in a spoiler zone. Oh, but we're not in a spoiler zone.
They're really good except for Iron Fist, which is okay.
Like I said, I just want to watch Punisher because it's like, it's not a superhero thing.
Now there's Jessica Jones, really.
Oh yeah, but
Jessica Jones Season 1 is absolutely terrific. It's one of the best Marvel products ever, I think, in terms of, like, television or movies.
Well, if that's true, I might watch that one too.
Anyway, I would recommend you watch them all, because they're all fantastic.
Ugh, I don't have that much time.
They're like 13 episodes a season.
I know. 40 minutes an episode.
42, I think.
Yeah.
48. I don't know.
44.
44. Anyway, yeah, so Daredevil's, like, not around.
We should get back to Infinity War.
As far as anybody knows, though, Daredevil sacrificed himself to save New York. That's why he's not in Punisher.
Critical analysis.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the movie from a movie standpoint?
From a movie standpoint, I think the graphics are terrific. The CG. I think the story's compelling. I think the characters are fun. I think the stakes are sufficiently high. And the action's really good as well.
I would agree with you on all those points.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the villains who just come out of, like,
holy crap!
Thanos'
Apparently, Avengers: Infinity War is the most expensive movie ever. I guess that doesn't surprise me though.
The villains, Thanos is his buys, his lackeys, his minions.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have much introduction.
They don't. How would you really introduce them though?
Oh, that guy who's like, I have never failed, Thanos. He seemed a bit interesting.
You're talking about the Black Order, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's
the
what
guy with, like, telepathy was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's like, kid's seen more movies than me. Bam, dead.
Proxima Midnight was the female one, I believe. She's the one who attacked.
Her name was never mentioned.
Her and Black Widow had a good fight.
Yeah. Black Widow is still useless.
Yeah, she shouldn't have died.
Many times.
Fighting that alien warrior or whatever.
But no, she's just really good at CQC.
CQC?
Close quarters combat.
Oh, okay. She's really
what else
good
did I not like?
She's also really good at not having powers.
Oh yeah, that too.
But, like, Iron Man doesn't have powers, but he's super useful.
Well, he does have powers. He just made the powers himself.
He doesn't have powers. He hasn't.
He just.
If I hold a gun. Does
you have powers.
I have power. I don't have powers.
Oh, come on. Just because you pluralize it doesn't make it any different.
It does, because they're different meanings.
Oh,
having powers means you are imbued. Your physiology is such that you have, like, some sort of enhanced ability.
But see, he has an arc reactor in his body.
No, he doesn't.
What?
No, he doesn't. He got that removed in Iron Man 3.
Not anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Not anymore.
He had power. He had a power. He had the power to, like, charge your phone.
Okay. What didn't you like?
What didn't I like? It's hard to find something I didn't like. What didn't I like? No, there was something I didn't like, and I can't. Oh yeah, the timeline. What the hell, Marvel? Get your crap straight.
What? What's the problem?
Okay, so at the beginning of Spider-Man: Homecoming, it starts with the end of the incident, the cleanup, and it says 8 years later, and that's when that's like right after Civil War. But and then Stark retcons that by saying it's been 6 years in this film, which it has been in real life. But in Spider-Man: Homecoming they say 8 years. It doesn't really matter. It's not like the 2 years makes a difference. I prefer the 6 years rather than the 8. But it does screw with the timeline a little bit.
That's it?
Also, there's a point where he says, like, oh yeah, I guess you've had a rough couple of years to the Secret Avengers. Like, who said? Rhodey says to the Secret Avengers, oh, it looks like you've had a rough couple of years. But, like, they've only been in hiding for a few months. In continuity.
Also, Bucky Barnes and Captain America meet up, and they just kind of like, hey man, hey, pat on the shoulder. Oh, that's it?
Well, I assume they've been in contact. Because he put Bucky in Wakanda.
Okay.
He was hanging out in Wakanda for a little bit. So I assume they've been in touch to some capacity.
They're secret though.
Tony Stank is very hesitant to call Steve Rogers, which I think is good because it means that there are still some repercussions from Civil War.
And Bruce just does it.
Yeah, well, Bruce doesn't have any beef. He wasn't in Civil War.
He was just on some other planet being a gladiator.
he was on Planet Hulk. Yeah, Sakaar it's called. He was too busy. He was too busy being the Sakaar son.
Chocolate. Yep. Were there any crotch swims?
Oh man, were there any crotch swims?
Yeah.
Oh, let me think.
I mean, there was the eye being up Rocket Raccoon's anus. That was kind of a crotch swim.
Did Spider-Man do crotch swim?
I don't think so.
Like, he swung around Thanos. He, webbed him up and shit. I don't know if he crotch swim. He does a crotch swim to the Lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Man, that fight on Titan was fantastic.
You keep going back to this.
It's a great fight.
Okay, but we've talked about it already.
They actually beat Thanos, and then Chris Pratt has to ruin everything.
It's not Chris Pratt.
Just like his relationship with his wife.
What, you mean the actor?
Yes.
Let's not get into that.
Star-Lord screws everything over. And then Doctor Strange does it. Why does Doctor Strange do it?
That's a good question.
He just changes his mind. That's something I didn't understand.
Yeah, that too.
Also, why doesn't he... Okay, here's what I was thinking. Right? When he's like, oh, how many realities do we win in? And he's like, 1. So, okay... Why not just do what you saw in that one?
That's what I was thinking. If he saw one where it was good, then
just follow. Follow those instructions. I
assume
maybe it wasn't only dependent on them. Maybe there had to be a lot of coordination with every team.
I assumed that's how they got the plan. They got the plan from him reading the future, and they're like, "Oh, this is the one where we win."
Yeah, but then Pratt Lord, Chris Lord was like, "My plan, by the way," which I don't necessarily believe.
Yeah, no, but
it. I bet it was Drax. Drax's plan.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely either Steven or, one of the Science Bros Juniors.
I mean, it could have been his plan.
I guess technically it could have been, but he's never...
I mean, what was the plan? The plan was, get
the
Thanos'
plan was sit with your, legs crossed and, pretend that you've given up or whatever, I guess. And then they, assault him. Thanos is, a super intelligent being, though. He should have been able to, know immediately. Oh, the Red Skull shows up.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was
It explains
really cool.
where he went at the end of Captain America.
Yeah. Oh, man, we haven't seen him since 2011. He's got, a sort of sageliness to him as well, doesn't he?
He's been wizened by living in space with no food.
Yeah. Also, those 2 pillars, were they, Buddhism symbols, do you think?
I don't know.
That's what I drew from those, because in Buddhism, they're, he's sort of, it's the soul stone, and, it's sort of a spiritual, phantom realm, so to speak, and, the dead live there, and I was wondering, if that was supposed to be, Buddhist symbolism.
Does that make... Red Skull, the boatman on the river Styx?
I guess. He's wearing, a cloak.
Yeah, he's the boatman.
He's the boatman.
the boatman.
Instead of giving him coins, you give him your daughter.
Instead of giving him coins, you give him your daughter. Giving him coins, you give him your daughter.
No. Should we end this podcast? Because it's gotten pretty long.
It's been an hour and 9 minutes.
I'm getting tired.
Do you have any other thoughts?
No, not really.
Thanos, like, I had a thought. So the Infinity Gauntlet seems to shatter.
Yeah, at the end when he snapped his fingers.
However, in the dwarf's like chambers or whatever.
Can I say something?
What?
The Peter Dinklage as the dwarf, brilliant.
The giant dwarf.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
In Peter Dinklage's forgery, he had like a second Infinity Gauntlet. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did. Because they were like, look, there it is. There's one of the gauntlets.
Yeah. So I assume like somebody's gonna grab that and then grab that gem, and then fix everything at some point. Like I assume that the second unused Infinity Gauntlet will factor into the end of the story. I guess there's another continuity issue there. Because in Thor Ragnarok, there's an Infinity Gauntlet in Thor's chamber room, and it's been there since the first Thor movie. And, like, Hela recognizes it and, like, pushes it over and says fake. But, like, how does she know what an Infinity Gauntlet is if, like, it was commissioned recently? Or was it, like...
Maybe people already knew how to make the Infinity Gauntlet. To harvest the stone.
Peter Dinklage was like, "Oh, he commissioned me to make an apparatus to like that could contain the power of the Infinity Gems."
And he was able to make it so fast because it already existed.
Maybe. I don't know. He made Stormbreaker pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
How do you think Thor tasted after that?
Like chicken.
I'd like to think so.
All right. Get that rating score screen up on the screen.
Oh, there it is. Look at the rating board.
Look, it's moving around using keyframes.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Ah! You haven't worked out any keyframing yet?
It's not that I haven't worked it out. It's I can't afford the software to do it.
Okay. I give this movie 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
What?
Okay. I was gonna pull up the chart because I didn't actually have it, but
Oh yeah, I don't have it either.
But yeah, masterful is 10 and amazing is 9.
All right, it's amazing. It's amazing. I get it a 9.
Ooh, I would say it borders on masterful.
Oh.
I've never. It's hard to say because it's like half a movie. You know what I mean?
Sure.
As a contained piece, though, I think it borderline. I think it borders on masterful. I'm gonna give it a 9.5, which averages out.
How? You can't give it a 9.5. It's not on the rating system.
No, it's not. It's not, but like, it was. Well, we've given points before.
I haven't. What? Really? I don't remember that.
Episode 1, I'm pretty sure we gave Black Panther like a 7.5.
We didn't have the rating system. Oh well, fine. You're gonna have to edit the chart so that it has.
I don't think I ever said that points were out of like in between these was out of the question.
Well, you're gonna have to make up a new name for in between amazing and masterful. A masterful, amazing.
No, because that sounds better. Okay, I'll give it like I'll give it a 9 superposition 10.
Right. Okay. I'll give it a 9 point e to the pi power. There we go. There's a number for you. You better have put those up on the screen.
Nope.
Okay.
That's a 9 and a 9 superposition 10.
All right.
Like
we recommend this movie.
What I mean is like I can't choose between 9 or a 10, so you could like either one will do.
Okay.
You know. So yeah.
Right.
We'll have better audio hopefully soon. I'll buy some better soundproofing.
I already have the best microphone I'm willing to spend money on.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it's like $150 microphone.
What?
Yeah.
You paid for that in full?
Yeah, basically.
What do you mean basically?
Well, I think I got like $20 from my mom, but yeah, basically.
No, you got all of it from your mom, didn't you?
No!
You don't have a job.
Listen.
Ultimately, it came
semantics. Okay.
Alright.
Go watch it. You probably are already going to.
Watch Civil War and Spider-Man first, though. Oh, Black Panther probably helps. You should definitely watch Black Panther first.
That's just a good movie, though.
It is a good movie. Not The Second Coming, though, guys. Calm down.
Right. I'm going to end this by dropping the mic.
Oh, man, that'll be awful. Okay. Yeah, go watch it. Was that it? Was that the drop?
Yeah, hold on. Let me drop it harder.
Okay. You're going to wake up like your dad or something.
I'm repeatedly.
It just seems like you're slamming it into like.
Yeah,
your face.
I'm just dropping it real hard. It's $150. You know, it's fine.
What if you give it a good old whip on the wall opposite you?
I fixed the computer sound.
Okay.
Listen. Nothing.
Yep, that sure is nothing.
I fixed the bad sound.
Nothing.
All right.
Oh, do you know what Captain America's called when he's the Secret Avenger when he doesn't have a country or whatever?
Yeah, like what's he called?
They don't say it in the film or whatever, but when Captain America's not Captain America, he's called Nomad.
No, he's a Nazi.